It was 1.7 by 1.7 by 400, right?
Yes.
So we are going to see how we can sketch it and the important aspects when you're sketching it, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to share here and you see my screen. Now when we are sketching a pad footing, of course, you have to show the plan. For this case, me, I think I had a 1.2 by 1.2. I don't remember. Let me use this one. You need to have a plan. This is
Okay.
like length and width. So you need to show the main bars. The main bars are mainly the one which are bottommost. That is B1. Now ours was showing us T12 at 175, right?
Yes.
So but me I have T16 at 200. So T16 at 200 is more stronger than T12 at 175, right?
Yeah.
Then another important thing is the hook.
Mm.
Now the hook should be be at least half half the thickness of the base. Yeah,
Okay.
at least. So if your base is 400, so at least it should be 200. This distance here,
Yes.
I don't know, sometimes I just sketch far, but it should be at least 200. Okay,
Yeah.
at least half. Or if even possible, you can make two thirds. What is two thirds of
Yeah.
400? What is two thirds of 400? It is around 260 something, yeah?
2.2. Yeah. 60.
260,
260.
yeah. So if you have like 275 or 300, the hook the better, yeah? Because
Yes.
literally, do the forces transfer? Literally, your forces on reaching this place, they transfer like this. And sometimes when you have a thick part, you can even design it like this, because most especially this upper part doesn't hold much, unless it is a double reinforced, yeah. So that's why we need to have
Yes.
a hook at least which is like
Mm.
two thirds of the depth, yeah. Then the spacing is also important. If you're saying
Yeah.
at 200 and your base was 1.7, so
Yeah. 1.7.
you have to make sure that this is the bottom bar. Then you make sure that these bars, these are the secondary bars. They have to be at a good spacing. So if it was at 175, then it means they also have to be many. Okay?
Yes.
Then another thing, of course, you have to show the starter bars. These are the starter bars of the column, which also
Yeah.
the hook, this hook here, has to also be. When you check in the curtailment details in a Eurocode, there's a minimum distance they show here,
Mm.
which I don't remember properly.
Yeah.
But as a rule of thumb, it is always minimum 300
Mm.
because it should exceed the punching diameter. You see,
Okay.
yeah, the punching shear here will operate within like this area.
Yeah.
When you check the punching shear diameter in the calculations, I don't know if that TEDS gives it. You try to check whether there's punching shear diameter something.
Check.
So the hooks should at least exceed that part, to try and distribute the forces. Then Of course, you have to show the bar mark and what this is bottom 1, this is bottom 2, and the dimensions. Then even down here you have to indicate it properly. Say it is a 1.7 by 1.7 by 400. Column bases footing, say it is abbreviated as F, say F1 C1. For our example, it was this one was F3. It was F3 because we were designing this one. It is this one that we designed.
Yes.
It was F3. May have it as 1.6,
Yeah.
but for us it was 1.7. So you also name it properly as a F3 C1. C1 meaning it is column 1, which we had as 6 bars. You can see section also, the way I had looked at it earlier.
Yeah.
And here you in the section you also show that it has to be a minimum depth. Now mine is at 1.8, right? So
Yeah.
maybe minimum they recommend 1.5, yeah? Because at least it should be on hard soil. We don't know the site specifically, but if we had a geotechnical report, it would tell us at 1.8 what is the bearing capacity, and we can actually clearly. That's why you see I'm putting it to be confirmed on site by the structural engineer, yeah? Because we don't know whether even at 1.8 we shall establish a hard ground.
Yeah.
But if you're sure, you can specify. So you also, in your section, you also have to show the ground beam. We have a ground beam somewhere, which links these columns together to try and reduce on the settlement. Are you seeing it? It has 4 bars with the link somewhere. Of course, these are the slab details with hardcore, with sand blinding. From the sand blinding, you have a DPM sheet to prevent the water coming up. Then you have the slab. First with BRC. Now the BRC, the challenge I've seen on ground, most cases people in the field they end up placing it. You find it below, yeah. But the main purpose of BRC is to reduce cracks in the slab, yeah. So the BRC should be on topmost with a curve of at least say 25 or 30, not below, okay? It should be on the top, on top of these beams to reduce the cracks on the ground. So sometimes in the practice in the field is very different. People, you find it on the ground, sometimes even without spacers. So literally this is how you have to sketch. Of course this is the hatching, and this is just another layer for reinforcement and another layer for blinding, yeah. So it is just normal 2D sketching,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Literally that's how we sketch it, and I'll share with you these files. The fact that we have looked at
Yeah,
most of the things, I'll share with you so that you can try to sketch and compare, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we have looked at the column, we have looked at the base, we have looked at the slab, 2-way, 1-way, we have looked at the ribbed slab, we have looked at the staircase, yeah. I don't know, we have looked at the beams,
Yeah.
even
And
the
now the foundation.
now the foundation. So I'm going to share with you this project, yeah. For your practices, when you try to do a layer and it disturbs you, you can always match properties.
Yeah.
That's how I started using these templates. Sometimes they are not mine, yeah. For example, I want to sketch this bar and my layer cannot come out properly. You get it? I'm just showing you an example.
Yes.
So if you already have this file, you can always work in this file as a template.
Yes, I do. I do.
You can always work in this file and copy some of the existing layers. And for example, here I want to copy this reinforcement. I can just come to match properties. I click on the reinforcement and I click here. You realize that my reinforcement also changes to match this one. Okay?
Yeah.
So sometimes if you cannot generate these layers differently, you can always match. Maybe the cover here is 25 and I want to do the external. So matching properties is one of the things that I found in AutoCAD that helped me so much, because when you're starting to detail these things, sometimes they don't come out. They don't come out the way you want. So with time you can generate your own layers, but for the start, you can always copy the ones which are existing, and you realize how they change. So assuming you are sketching this thing, you can easily come up with something similar with ease. We looked at the rib slab. I think for a reinforced concrete structure, where this project we have looked at most elements, yeah. So I'm going to remove anything that has nothing to do with this project. Then I will leave only everything for this project, yeah. Something we didn't look at here. We have to look up about these sheets. It is very important.
Oh, the sheets.
The sheets.
I've been trying to actually learn them.
How do you come up?
The reports and everything.
How do you have been trying? So first of all, you need to change your sheets. When you right click here on the sheet name, and you come to page setup manager.
Page setup.
Yeah, that's why you choose, say this is sheet 1, and maybe you want to modify it, yeah. That's why you choose the prototype. Me, I used to drawing to PDF, right? Because in most cases I want to print them in a PDF, yeah. Then the page, in most cases professional worker will print on A1, yeah. A1, yeah. So if you're a person who prints on A3 and you want to work within A3, it's up to you. But mainly I use A1. That's why you see I'm using ISO expanded A1, right? Yes. And what am I plotting? I'm plotting a layout. Some people can plot a display, but in most cases I want to put things in my layout, then I print at once.
Yeah.
Then here the plot style. For professional work, we normally use monochrome CBT. And if you want it colored, you may be forced to choose either AutoCAD for it to come in its original colors.
Yeah.
Excuse me a bit. Excuse me, I have. So let's resume. So now we choose monochrome CTB. I've explained to you. If you want to print colored things, you can use AutoCAD CTB, and you can always try out all these ones. But for professional work, we normally do blueprints, and we only want it in one single color. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the quality, if you want still good quality, you can do maximum. But the more you do maximum, the more your file will be heavy. Okay. Then on plot options, plot object line weights. Now we want to have different line weights. For example, a bar is more thicker than an imaginary line, okay? So if my reinforcement have a line weight of 5 mm, I still want it to be visible, okay? Plot transparency. If I want my arching to be a bit transparent, I also want it to be visible. Plot with plot styles. Plot styles, there are these different like how you see calligraphy. You want it in Times New Romans, you want it in Calibri. So the way you want it, that's how it will appear. Hide paper space objects. Sometimes you have things in the paper space, so you can always check out these ones. Then you portrait landscape, these ones are obvious. Scale 1:1, it means we are printing it the way it is. The way it is an A1 sheet, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're done in setting your page and say okay. Now, for my sake, I have a template I use for my projects. Yeah. Now this template, I just edited it and made it a block. Yeah. So if you want to edit it to customize it yours, you can double click. After double click, you come to this one. You say okay, this is the name of the block. Okay? So you'll come where it is.
Yeah.
And edit it what you want. Yeah. Maybe for you may want your things to come on the vertical. Yeah. So you can draft it here.
Yeah.
And after drafting it and changing it to what you want, you also still close and save. Yeah. So when you save it, it will update. You will not see the way I have it here. You can customize it to what you want. Then you can always, if you're creating new sheets, don't create from a fresh sheet. You can always copy. You copy.
Yeah.
Maybe you move it to the end and create a similar copy because you don't want to lose your template sheet.
Yeah.
Then you can always rename the sheet in case you want it to have a certain name. Then about fitting them within the place, you have to the viewports, they have their own layer. It is called the viewport. It is here. So if you want to zoom things, you untick it so that it is visible. Are you seeing it now?
Yes.
So here you can double click inside and you'll see the scale. This one is 162.5, okay? Down here. But now plans from a scale of 1 to 100 and below is okay. So you can even have it 1 to 100, 1 to 50. Okay? You can see the different scales. Might change them sometimes to these points just because sometimes I want something to be visible. But you could make it say, I can say 165 or 175. Where is 75? I don't see it here. It is here.
How did you make the viewports visible or not visible?
You can turn it on and off from here, from the layers. It has a layer called viewport. In the layers, you type in V. Are you seeing viewport here? Are you seeing it?
Yes, I am.
So when you turn it off, it goes off. Now when you want to print, you turn it off, so that nobody can see it.
Yeah. Oh.
If you want to adjust your things, you can turn it on and you adjust your drawing to fit within what you want. Okay?
Okay.
Now when you're ready to print, you can turn it off.
Yeah.
Viewport, you turn it off so that you only have the drawings. Now in most cases, sometimes you have more than one sheet, yeah, and you want to print them all together. So if you have already arranged them this side, you can come this side to print, to file, yeah, or to this capital A. Then you come to print. From print, you can do a batch plot. Batch plot, it means you're plotting more than one sheet. So here you will remove, of course this is a model, you remove it, you delete it. You choose where you want to save your finished file. Let me search, browse, maybe I want to save it in Balungi. Your folder was somewhere here. Balungi, yeah, structural, I select. Now, here these are the more you want it to be clear, the more you increase the quality. Okay, you can increase the quality from here. Then you can, but the more you increase the quality, the more it will delay printing. Then you can say okay. So after choosing where you want to save, the main thing is you publish. Now you have the 3 sheets. You have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. So you can come, but you have to choose also the publisher. We want to publish it to a PDF. We want to save it to a PDF. So that from a PDF, we can always print anytime. Then the printer, we are using this one, AutoCAD to PDF, high quality print. So it will print the sheet the way it is because we already set the sheet. You can, when you're done with that, then you can say publish. It will ask you to save again in that same place. It will give it a name. You can give it a name. Mine is learning exercises. Then save. One or more drawings have unsaved changes. Save the file to DSD something. Just say close. So now here it is printing the sheets. When it is done, it will tell you complete. So you have to leave. Now, depending on your machine processor speed, some computers will delay there, some will hurry. So now it is done printing. You can see plot, publish, complete. Okay. So from there you have to go where you saved it Mine I had saved it in your folder, the one we are using for learning. Structural. It is here. It is a PDF, and you can see that our drawing is ready for what? For printing. Okay.
Yeah.
With my title page down there. So
Yeah.
that's at this level you should be able to print a structured drawing and give it to the client, because now you have all the necessary what? You have all the necessary parameters, you know how to analyze, you have to improve your skills of sketching in AutoCAD. Yeah. You will zoom in and see all these sections. Only that I can delete what was not part of our program. I think this staircase was not. Just not confuse you, so that you remain with only what we did in this course.
It's necessary.
We had F1, F2, F3, F1, F2. So I think some of these are irrelevant. Yeah. Hope I didn't delete what is necessary. Yeah, I didn't, because still I'm seeing our work is still intact. Yeah, so I'll share with you this 5. Yeah.
Okay.
You can always edit these things, and in case there's no problem even in working in the same drawing. If you're going to start a new project, yeah, you can always save as, and you will still work in the same what? In the same thing, but you save it in another file, so that you can be able to copy some of these things for your sketchability. So I think, unless there any question, now we have done some reinforced concrete structure.
No, I'm okay. I just need to learn a little bit more of like the sketching in AutoCAD. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm still
you do
having
more
issues.
of sketching, yeah. But I wanted also to take you through Prota. So our next session, I think we need to start on Prota, but at least now you have some idea on TEDs, yeah. And you can always, the process is always the same. Generate loads, apply on the member, and analyze it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
So
Okay.
for today we may stop here. In case you want to follow up anything, I will be putting these things on YouTube. You can always check where things are not clear. Okay?
Okay. Okay. No problem.
Okay, thank you. Call it a day.